Don't ever leave your slippers outside at night. Part 2. Once in a quiet village, an old woman named Ekenna sat on her couch, watching her neighbor's house with envy. Visitors had arrived, seeking the hand of her neighbor's daughter in marriage. Ekenna's heart grew bitter as she looked at her own daughters, all unmarried. How can her daughters find happiness before mine? She queried. As long as I live, no one will marry from that house, she vowed. That evening, the neighbor's family celebrated and in their excitement, forgot to bring their slippers inside. Ekenna noticed and waited until nightfall. When the village was silent and everyone was asleep, she crept into their compound, whispered strange incantations, and touched the slippers before vanishing into the shadows. Days later, the young woman who was to be married off fell ill. Her legs swelled painfully, making it impossible for her to walk. Her suitor, fearing the unknown ailment, ended their engagement and left. The villagers gossiped, blaming an ancient cause linked to a land dispute with a neighboring village. No one suspected Ekenna. As time passed, misfortune spread. Young women in the village struggled to find husbands, and those who planned to leave the village could never save enough money. It was as if their fortunes scattered into thin air. Alarmed, the village elders sought answers. They consulted an oracle who advised them to return stolen slippers and restore peace with the neighboring village. A messenger was sent to the 7 forests to retrieve the slippers, and the land was restored. Yet, the strange occurrences continued. Unknown to everyone, Ekenna was the source of their suffering. She had discovered a dark secret. By casting spell on people's belongings, she could prolong her life and power. However, she was careful to avoid harming those who were spiritually strong. Her wicked influence kept the village trapped in misfortune. One day, a spiritually gifted woman visited the village. Sensing the dark aura, she confronted Ekenna, revealing her evil deeds. Enraged villagers gathered, demanding justice. Ekenna was forced to confess, breaking the curse. Instantly, those who had suffered found relief, and peace restored to the village. But as Ekenna lay on her deathbed, she called her daughter and whispered her dark secret, passing on her powers. The villagers rejoiced, believing they were free, unaware that a new darkness was waiting to rise. The moral lessons. 1. Evil deeds may hide in the shadows, but truth will always come to light. No matter how cleverly hidden, wrongful actions will eventually be exposed. In the story, Ekenna thought she could secretly curse her neighbors and prolong her own life without anyone suspecting her. However, her dark deeds were ultimately revealed and justice was served. This teaches us that dishonesty and wickedness cannot remain concealed forever. The truth has a way of surfacing, often when least expected, leading to consequences that must be faced. 2. Protect yourself and your loved ones by staying spiritually vigilant. In a world full of mysteries and unseen forces, it's essential to be spiritually aware and prepared. The villagers suffered because they were unaware of the spiritual attack that was affecting them. Being spiritually vigilant means safeguarding oneself through prayer, positive energy, and other protective practices. It also involves recognizing negative influences and taking action to shield oneself and loved ones from harm. 3. Never leave your belongings unguarded, for the world is full of mysteries. The entire tragedy began when the family carelessly left their silpers outside, not realizing that they could be used against them. This teaches the importance of protecting one's possessions and being cautious about where and how personal items are kept. In many cultures, personal belongings are believed to carry one's spiritual essence, and leaving them vulnerable could invite negative energy or harm. 4. Envy and bitterness can lead to destructive actions that harm not only others, but also the one who harbors them. Ekenna's actions were driven by jealousy and bitterness because her daughters were unmarried while her neighbor's daughter was about to wed. This resentment consumed her, leading her to perform wicked deeds that not only hurt her neighbors but also cost the entire village. Ultimately, her envy destroyed her peace and led to her downfall. This moral warns against harboring jealousy, as it can corrupt one's heart and result in destructive consequences. 5. Greed and selfishness bring misfortune, but forgiveness and restoration bring peace. The village suffered because of Ekenna's selfish desire to control who could find happiness. Her greed for power and her refusal to let others prosper caused widespread misfortune. However, when the villagers chose to return the stolen silpers and make peace with the neighboring village, they took a step towards healing. This illustrates that selfishness breeds suffering, but generosity and reconciliation lead to harmony. 6. Power gained through wickedness is temporary and will eventually bring ruin. Ekenna thought she could secure long life and power through her dark practices. Yet, her evil powers were temporary and came at the cost of the villagers' happiness. In the end, she was exposed, lost her power, and faced the consequences of her actions. This teaches that any power or success gained through wrongful means is fleeting. True strength and prosperity come with integrity and goodness, not from exploiting others. In summary, these lessons highlight the importance of living with honesty, spiritual awareness, and moral integrity. They warn against envy, greed, and the pursuit of power through harmful means. Most importantly, they remind us to protect ourselves and our loved ones, both physically and spiritually, and to cultivate peace and forgiveness in our hearts. We've come to the end of this story. Don't forget to like, share, and follow me for more. Till I come your way next time, it's goodbye from Tabby's Corner. See you soon.